Today I'm going to share with you 7 practices you should adhere to if you want to spend less time debugging your data model and more time creating an impactful, performant and maintainable report. Data modeling is a critical step when creating a Power BI report. I say this after being involved with data in one way or another for more than a decade, from creating a database to delivering the final report. Harness the power of structured approach. First, consider using a star schema whenever possible. This involves organizing your data into fact tables, which contain quantitative data, like for example the order lines information for each sales order, and dimension tables, which store descriptive data, like the customer information. This structure simplifies relationships and improves query performance. Balance efficiency and speed. You need to find a balance between normalization and denormalization. An example of denormalized data is an Excel flat file containing all the information about your employees, including absences. For the same dataset, a first normal form is where you have a fact table for absences and a dimension table for employees. And you can go even further towards normalization by having a different dimension table for the department they are working for. Normalization reduces data redundancy and storage requirements. Denormalization can speed up the query performance by reducing the number of necessary joins. So, for a small dataset, the denormalized option would be the way to move forward. But in most cases, the amount of data used is huge, so normalization is a must. Mastering relationships is key. Managing relationships is crucial. Use single directional filters for most relationships to avoid ambiguity. However, for certain scenarios, bidirectional filtering or many-to-many relationships might be required. Use them sparingly and with caution because they will greatly impact the performance. Choose the right tool for the job. Differentiate between measures and calculated columns. Measures are dynamically calculated and optimal for aggregations and complex calculations. They are created at the time of the query, so they are not stored in the database. Calculated columns are computed during data refresh and are useful for static data transformations, for example adding an index number or a total value calculation. But remember, calculated columns take up more space and slow down the refresh time, so use them only when absolutely necessary. Ensure data security with precision. Implement row-level security to control data access based on user roles. Define roles and filters to ensure users only see data they're permitted to view. This enhances data security and compliance. Consistency is your ally. Adopt consistent naming conventions for tables, columns, and measures. This improves model readability and maintainability. For example, if your fact table is called fact orders, then the dimension tables should be dim customers and dim products. You should not have a dim customers table and then a products table. This will make it a lot easier for you and others to read and maintain the data model and the report. Optimize for peak performance. Performance tuning is essential for efficient reports. Use the Performance Analyzer tool to identify and address the slow queries and visuals. Optimize your data model size and relationships to improve performance. For example, these are the loading times for a report that is not optimized, and here are the loading times for the report that has been optimized. Bear in mind that this is a 50,000 rows database and the difference is already there. When you will work with millions of rows and bigger dataset, all those differences will grow exponentially. By following these data modeling best practices, you will create robust, efficient, and scalable Power BI reports. A well-designed data model is the foundation of an insightful and performant Power BI solution. And for your inspiration, I've added 2 links to complete data transformation in the description box below for you to check. One of them starts from an Excel flat file and one of them starts from an Access database. And more than that, you will not only learn how to create the data set, but also how to clean your data. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button and consider hitting that notification bell. This is Telian, signing off. See you next time. Cheerio!